It's about the present. With just over a month remaining, they are looking up at the Reds. Tonight, Levon plays the spoiler role.
It's a great day for baseball.
Well, he is the fans' choice for the last bobblehead of 2010. It's Pudge, bobblehead night at Nationals Park. Hopefully the baseball will look like that to some of the Nats hitters because they've been stranding runners like crazy, and that thing needs to get some landing areas out in the outfield. The Nats stranded 14 runners last night. Bob Carpenter, Ray Knight, frustrating loss. The Nats have played the Cardinals, with the exception of one game in St. Louis, very tough this year.
Well, they have played them tough. It comes down to one big base hit. You're putting runners on base. Last night was one of those situations. Bernie comes up, bases loaded, strikes out. Then in the sixth, Desi's up there, bases loaded, hits a hard ground ball to first base, just couldn't find a hole. Then in the eighth, Niger gets on, and we didn't have a big rally, but the fact is he gets picked off when you're down 3-4 runs. That's just something that you can't do. And then in the ninth inning, Rodriguez up there hits a ground ball, 2 seconds. So many opportunities, 14 guys on base, 3 different times the bases were loaded. A couple of times came out of there with strikeouts, and that graphic will kind of tell the tale.
Yeah, especially that second from bottom line average of runners in scoring position. St. Louis 361, and the Nats about 160 points lower. Ian Desmond has had a great series against St. Louis, the second best staff in the league. 7 for 12 with 3 RBIs. The kid at the age of 24 is doing it all for the Nats. We'll look at Levon and the Nationals getting ready to take on Kyle Loesch and the Cardinals straight ahead.
AT&T. Rethink possible. And by Acura. Acura Advance. It's a beautiful night in our nation's capital. Game 3 of this 4-game weekend series with the second place from the Central Cardinals. And we've had some close ones so far. Here's the St. Louis lineup. They're second behind Cincinnati in hitting in the league, 6th in runs. And Matt Holliday on the road, one of the top 6 hitters in the league. He has a 9-game hitting streak. And against the Nats this week, he's 3 for 9 with a homer and 2 RBIs in this series. Livan Hernandez trying to get his record back to 500. And Ray still one of the better ERAs in the league as Livan Hernandez checks in at 3.36.
Well, he's throwing the ball exceptionally well still. PNC Bank scouting report keys to Hernandez's success, non-support. In the 9 losses he's had this year, total of 5 runs. That's 0.83 runs per game. Staying power, 21 of 26 starts. He's been able to go to the 6th inning or better. 50 ways to get you out. Remember that song, 50 Ways to Leave Your Lover? Well, let me tell you, this guy doesn't quite have 50 ways to get you out, but if you take the 8 pitches that he throws and the 4 or 5 angles, that's about 40. The short slider, the big slider, the curve, change up, fastball. You got a lot of ways to get you out.
And hopefully the defense will help him. 2 errors by the Nats last night. Morgan, Bernardina Morse in the outfield, Desmond Kennedy, Zimmerman, Dunn, and Pudge. Why wouldn't he be in there? It's his bobblehead night. First pitch of the game, Levon ready for Skip Schumacher. It's a strike, and we are underway at 7:06 Eastern Time. Schumacher 2 for 4 in this series, hitting .268. St. Louis continues its search for somebody who can get on base in their leadoff spot. Mostly clear skies right now. 82 degrees and just a bit of a breeze blowing. Not anything that will affect the flight of the ball tonight. 1-1 pitch, and there's a base hit they're looking for out of that number 1 hole. And Schumacher, his 3rd hit of the series. He's also driven in 3 runs. Rookie umpire Dan Bellino has the plate. Rob Drake, first base. Crew chief Joe West at 2nd, and Angel Hernandez is at 3rd. Former Nat Felipe Lopez, 1 for 6 in RBI, a walk in the series. Checks in batting .240.
But as always, hit Levon well.
Schumacher running. That'll keep them out of a possible double play on a ground ball handled by Adam Kennedy. So Tony La Russa trying to jumpstart his offense early. First base open, but it is the first inning. And this will be an interesting matchup. Albert Pujols has homered twice in this series already.
Well, he got a fastball from Jordan Zimmerman, hit it to right field. Look how he gets his hands, worked it up above the ball, drives it to right center field, 8 or 10 rows deep out there. Then left field, the breaking ball that stays up against Scott Olson takes it to left center field. And there seems to be no doubt when he hits it in the air, does there, buddy?
There aren't too many wall scrapers off the bat of Albert Pujols. 35 homers on the year, 401 career. And he starts the night tied with Carlos Gonzalez, 7 points behind Joey Votto in the National League batting race. A fastball for a strike.
Well, I was about to say that even though it's only the first inning, that I didn't think Levo would even fool with Albert. He throws that backdoor sinker. It starts at about the line right there for the left-hander's batter's box and moves it back onto the plate for a strike.
There's that big slow curveball. Tantalizing. Ball 1.
Pudge setting up way outside with his left knee on the outside corner of the plate. Watch how he shifts to the left-handed batter's box if he continues to go away with him.
Pujols batting .320. He gets jammed by that curveball. Roger Bernardina after it. Long run, and that's a fair ball that he can't reach. Luckily for the Nationals, it bounces into the seats. Now, if a fan interferes, the umpires can determine whether or not the run would have scored, and it looks like they're going to say Schumacher will be given, well, it's a double anyway, so he will be given home, starting to play at second base, and Jim Riggleman's wondering about the fair call down there. But Roger Bernardina, Ray, was playing so far out toward left center, even though the ball was in the air forever, he couldn't get there.
Well, bad pitch, just a terrible pitch. 12 to 18 inches, that is a fair ball. You see the dust line kick up there, right square in the middle of the line, no question about it. But Pudge setting up outside, a good 6-8 inches off the plate, and Levon leaves the ball a foot inside. ball was not hit at all well, but just totally pitching against the teeth of your defense.
Yeah.
As you mentioned, Bob, Bernardino way around to left center field.
And if Bernardino can't get to a ball, probably not a left fielder in baseball who could have made that play.
I mean, that's just a crazy. In fact, Albert seldom swings at a ball that far inside.
Yeah.
You know, he doesn't swing it, but it was such a hanger that he double clutched it almost like a softball because he threw that ball at 61 miles an hour. But just bad location there.
St. Louis has now scored first in all 3 games of this series. And Pudge to visit with Levon Holiday, 81 RBIs. That has him in the top 10 in the league. His 23 home runs just out of the top 10, behind Ryan Zimmerman with 24.
In Levo's last ball game, Bob, he threw a lot of breaking balls that kind of hung on the inside part of the plate. When he's got that thing right and got it twerking correctly, it always ends up in the oppositional batter's box like that right there. You don't see him in the course of the season throw very many balls on the inside part of the plate that are curveballs.
Holiday 3 for 9 in the series, and that's a fastball in there. Counts even 2-2. By the way, for Pujols, that was his 95th RBI. First in the National League. 5 American League hitters have 96 or more. Oh, he buzzes him on the inside corner. Doesn't get the call, and Levon can't believe it.
Yeah, he's already hot. He didn't like the call to left field line, and then he realized it was a strike. This was right at the bottom of the strike zone. Definitely a strike, according to the square there.
Yeah, the pitch track had that one right at the bottom of the zone. 3-2 now to Holiday with 1 out. There's that big slow curveball, and he gets a pop-up. Ryan Zimmerman will take charge. 2 outs. That has to be so frustrating for a hitter.
I used to go to the mound when a pitcher would throw that kind of pitch and say, hey, man, you're going to get somebody hurt when you hang that breaking ball in the inside third of the plate.
As in a third baseman, maybe, on a line drive?
As in me, the third baseman.
So you're talking about your own pitcher, you would say that to.
Yes, I would. But
gotcha.
In a playful way.
Here's the center fielder, John Jay. Good-looking rookie, hitting .338.
Levon has put together an unreal year, spectacular, whatever you want to call it. When you look at his past 5 years, Bob, his average against is well over 300, and this year hitters are hitting .264. His earned run average is almost 2 runs.
Well, that's way out of here. John Jay, upper deck, 4th of the year. St. Louis has a big 3-run first inning.
Dang. That ball smoked. Look at the location. He sets up away, gets the ball right at the middle, top of the strike zone. Looks like a little bit of slider or something. It had some kind of spin on it, but certainly not much movement, if any. Very subtle.
Levon Hernandez now, over his last 5 innings, including 2 outs tonight, has given up 10 runs. Knocked out against the Cubs in a 9-1 loss on Monday when he gave up 7 runs in 4 1/3. Here's Pedro Feliz. That pitch in that location, Ray, at 72 miles an hour was a lot like a batting practice pitch.
Yeah, I've been out of the game a long time, and I probably couldn't hit that ball with a bass fiddle, but that looks like one that I might have fouled off at least. Just hanging there, spinning. You just don't expect to see pitches that sit there over the plate with no velocity and no movement.
And up the middle. Coming forward to grab that third hop, Adam Kennedy. Big first inning for St. Louis. Pujols a double, Jay a homer. Cardinals get 3. Rookie center fielder with his 4th homer of the year, the big blow of that inning. Now the Nats have to play come from behind again. Ryan Zimmerman, great this month. In fact, over his last 26 games, he's hitting even higher than that, 330. Even 300 for the season. Ryan with 4 hits and a walk in this series. As you might notice, the Nats have really changed around the lineup tonight against Kyle Loesch, 29-year-old veteran. Pardon me, I'll get his correct age for you in a moment. Loesch, 31-year-old veteran, who's a well-traveled right-hander. He's won 86 big league games, lost 95, and he's 3-1 career against Washington. Adam Kennedy in the series 1 for 8. Right into the pitcher's glove. He's got plenty of time to take care of that.
PNC Bank scouting report for the achiever in us all. Kyle Loesch knows the Nats. 9 games he's faced the Nationals, 7 starts, 3-1 with a 4.65. That means we're going to win this game. Come back 4 runs. Traveling man, 5th major league organization, 13th different city this man has pitched in. Dog Day Diamond, he's been his best in August. 15 wins, 190 strikeouts, with just a .259 batting average against, Bob.
Nice. But hopefully not so nice for him, because Desmond is 7 for 12 in this series. That's a fastball in there from Loesch. 1 ball, 1 strike. The Nats have faced him this year. Back on Monday, May 17th in St. Louis, he shut down the Nats 1 earned run, 7 hits in 6+ innings. Eventually winning that game 6-2. Craig Stammen gave up 4 runs in the first inning that night. So in his 2 starts against Washington, he's been given 7 runs of first inning support.
Well, that ought to get you going.
And Desmond right at the shortstop, Brendan Ryan. 2 quick outs. There's not Zimmerman batting third. There's not Dunn batting third. It'll be Roger Bernardina. And we set the St. Louis defense for you. Matt Holliday, John Jay, Skip Schumacher. Brendan Ryan, Felipe Lopez up the middle. Pedro Feliz, Albert Pujols the corners. And again, rookie catcher Brian Anderson in there tonight. I think St. Louis is trying to rest Yadier Molina for the stretch run as much as they can. He didn't play last night. They got a win. Of course, he caught all 13 innings on Thursday evening, just like Pudge Rodriguez did for the Nats. Roger in the series, 3 for 10. 1 of the hits a homer and a walk.
Bobby, Cal Loesch is a guy that he relies on that sinker. He at one time was a four-seam fastball guy. And he does an extreme setup on the mound as he actually has half of his foot on the rubber toward the first base side to try to get the ball on the outside part of the plate, because he used to throw across his body so badly that when he was in the middle of the rubber, he would pull off the ball and the ball would straighten out.
Quintina takes one right down the middle, 1-2.
You see right here, see how far he is toward the first base side, and when he slides his foot, he ends up with his foot off the edge of the rubber, because he does stride toward third base, a little crossfire, and this way he's learned that he can throw more strikes.
All about making adjustments as your career goes on, right?
It is. It is. He's got that, nice delivery, nothing fancy, draws that knee right up to his belly button, not much higher than that. Doesn't really stride out there too far, pushes off the backside and ends up on a stiff front leg, which a lot of the sinker ballers do.
Albert Pujols takes care of that one. 3 ground balls for Loesch. Nats go in order, down by 3. Saturday evening, late August. Top of the second, and Livan Hernandez, a very long first inning. And we mentioned his rough outing against the Cubs on Monday, and now 10 runs in his last 5 1/3 innings.
Yeah, Bobby, against Kansas City, he came back and went 7 innings after giving up 8 runs against Detroit. Went 7 innings and just gave up 1 run. In July the 1st, against Baltimore, he gave up 6 runs, 6 innings, and gave up 5 runs. July the 17th, against the Giants, he gave up 5 runs and 5 innings. But every time after that start, he came back and went at least 6 and gave up only 1 run. So this is the first time that he has had a bad outing, that he came right back and gave runs back to the opposition.
1-2 count to Anderson, the catcher. And a ball sliced in the air, left center. Niger Morgan cruising for it, and he has it for the first out. Livan has gone 6 innings or more 21 times of his 26 starts this year, and 12 of those times he's gone at least 7.
Yeah, that's pretty phenomenal. A man that just throws 85 miles an hour tops. You go all the way back in his career, and this will be the 11th straight year that he's had 30 starts or more. Working on his 12th, actually, as he is at that 26 start deal. He's probably going to get, 7 more starts, maybe 8. After going 10 years with 200 innings, each of those 10 years, he went 180 in 08 and 183 in 09. And he's going to push 200 again this year. So he's been a workhorse his entire career.
That ball slicing right field line and well foul. Nice catch.
But I don't think that I have seen, I can't recall someone that over a 5-year period after the age of 30, that their earned run average has hovered around 5.35, come back at 35 years old and improve his earned run average by 2 runs. It just doesn't happen in this league.
That one hit right where Morgan's playing. 2 quick outs. Pitcher coming up here in the top of the second. Second inning, call for the Luna double. Get your second room of flooring free, 877-241-LUNA. Look at Ian Desmond, 38 games since the break. Batting average is up 86 points. The hits will be disproportionate by the time he's done. Pretty impressive second half by Ian Desmond. He will score more runs. His fielding percentage has improved. 954 isn't great. He needs to get that thing up 980, 985, and all will be well with this talented, athletic young shortstop.
Partner, you made a point last night about he's having a kind of offensive year that would give him serious consideration as the Rookie of the Year.
Absolutely.
If he were known as a solid defensive player.
There's a solid guy chasing one, and Zimmerman with a basket catch puts away the foul ball by Kyle Loesch. Levon gets a 1-2-3 on 3 easily catchable fly balls. At least Zimmerman made that look easy. Tomorrow is Sunday Family Fun Pack Day. Adam Wainwright and John Lannon. Tomorrow you get a seat, hot dog, chips, and a soda starting at just $14. Visit nationals.com/kids to purchase your Family Fun Pack tickets. It is the greatest deal in town on the weekend for baseball. Nats will be gone for a week to Florida and Pittsburgh after tomorrow's series finale. Ryan Zimmerman batting cleanup. That's not that unusual. But the guy hitting behind him fifth is a bit unusual for the Nats this year. As Jim Riggleman juggles that lineup, Adam Dunn after him, and then Michael Morse. And Kyle Loesch runs the fastball right in there. Ryan in this series, 4 for 10 and RBI, a walk.
Well, managers just don't walk into that office and throw down 8 names on a lineup card without a lot of thought. I mean, there's so many different scouting reports. There's also the combinations of righty versus lefty, what you've done against each pitcher. The information is endless. Jim has been a manager this year that has tried to put the same type lineup with Morgan leading off and somebody in the 2-hole, but always with Zim third, Dunn fourth, except for a few times. But when you get in a situation where you're as anemic scoring runs as we've been, there comes a time to shake that thing up. And I think that's where he has finally gotten to. I don't think when I managed, and it's not about me, but when I managed that first 2 months of the year, I don't think I ever had the same lineup. A lot of times it's dictated by injury.
Zimmerman got jammed just enough. And these St. Louis pitchers in this series, Ray, we've seen Ryan have that happen a couple of times. A couple of fly balls to center field last night. They have kept the ball in on his hands. And here at his own ballpark, haven't given him a chance to extend. Ray Knight's with me, Bob Carpenter, Debbie Taylor, Mass and HD, Game 3 of the series. But I don't think anybody wants Zimmerman, when you're pitching to him, to get those arms extended.
Well, when you look at our lineup, Kennedy likes the ball in as long as it's down. Morgan likes the ball in as long as it's down. Everyone else in that lineup is a better middle-way hitter. Roger Bernardina likes the ball middle and slightly in more than he does away. But primarily to drive the ball, hitters like the ball middle of the plate away. Now, I'm not talking about outside black, but one ball off the plate away. And you're right. For the last month, I've noticed that people are just pounding this ball club inside.
Well, and now Dunn is 0-2. I don't think he has seen a two-strike fastball in the last 2 weeks. No, they get ahead of him, and it is junkyard time.
He hasn't. And he's begun to chase those pitches, which he never did before. Never chased bad balls. There's a hook.
Yep. And he's fighting for survival there on 0-2 and flies out easily to Matt Holliday. 5 in a row to start the game for Loesch.
See, that wasn't that good a pitch. That was just a breaking ball up in the strike zone. But Adam is just not attacking the ball. Just not attacking the ball right now. But, hey, I've seen it happen with him. Every year in his career, he goes through a swoon that lasts longer than most hitters, Bob. I mean, 3 weeks sometime. And then he comes out of it
with a vengeance.
With a vengeance. This boy hit 2 balls last night as hard as anybody could hit them.
Yes, he did. Center field way, banging the wall twice. And there goes another one. He has hit the wall on a fly with 3 line drives in these last 2 games, and Michael Morris has a double with 2 outs.
Well, that's 3 rockets. I mean, I'm not kidding you now. You just sit here, and these balls that he hit last night, the left center, center field, and this ball to right center are just line drive lasers. He's got a big, long swing. That ball's out away from him. It allows him to extend, and he is just driving the ball on the line, and that is what you used to see that so much from guys like Hank Aaron, those type hitters that had so much power that they didn't necessarily get so much underspin. You say, well, how's a guy hit 750-something home runs without underspin? Well, he just hit the ball hard so often.
He was a line drive hitter.
He was.
Here's Pudge. Got to get an RBI in your bobblehead night, don't you? Here comes Michael Morse, and the Nats are on the board. Pudge Rodriguez with his 36th RBI.
Well, that's the way you do it. It's not that you hit all the time. It's just a matter of hitting the right time. A little nickel slider, and he's able to stay on the ball, hit it hard in the hole. Watch how he stays there, gets extension by extending that right arm through the hitting zone, not breaking it down, not turning the left side off the ball at all, allowing him to get the ball on the big part of the bat.
Here's Nyjer Morgan batting 8th. Morgan in the series, 2 for 6. But since coming off the DL, only 9 for 36. Off speed, pretty good hook by Kyle Loesch. Important to get on the board quickly after St. Louis had that 3-run first inning. And this all came with 2 outs. The interesting thing I find, Ray, about that at bat by Morse, we talked about how St. Louis is jamming Ryan Zimmerman, but they're not doing that to Morse. His weakness has been inside, and they've been leaving the ball out over the plate for him.
Yeah, you know where you're supposed to pitch these guys, and I beat the drum loudly when I talk about you know where you have to go to beat a guy. The key is being able to get it there. Patience is a key. Not swinging those balls that are inside off the plate. But Michael Morse earlier was chasing all those balls. I think he's moved off the plate just a little bit. I'm going to compare some tapes when I have a chance to do that. But he is a guy that the right-handers especially have exposed Michael Morse inside, and that is the primary reason why his batting average dropped from about 365 down to 270. Because he's been wearing left-handers out, but he certainly has figured it out the last 3 at-bats.
1-2 to Morgan with a runner on. Niger strikes out on a pitch down and away. Nats pick up a big run, though. The Morse double, the Pudge single, 3-1. John Jay, the big blow. Michael Morse helps get the Nats on the board with an RBI from Pudge. On to the 3rd inning, top of the order for St. Louis. And Levon leaving some pitches up. The ball in the air forever. It brings up chalk, literally. Levon couldn't believe it. 1 out later, there was nothing cheap about the swing John Jay took. Levon Hernandez has now given up 12 home runs on the year. Somebody got a souvenir. And here's Skip Schumacher, who led off the game with a base hit up the middle. First pitch, curveball that time.
Down.
By the way, one final this afternoon at San Diego. The Phillies beat the Padres 3-1. Phils are within a game and a half now of Atlanta. The Braves have lost 4 straight. And Schumacher will fly one beyond the reach of Michael Morse. One hop off the scoreboard. St. Louis is hitting Levon's off-speed stuff hard tonight.
Levo, pitch location is key. All 3 of the pitches that have been hit for hits. Look at this. He's got the ball. He wants it in here. It moves out to here. So that's the difference between, an out and getting down on the barrel of the bat, jamming, and the ball moving back over the plate. That's one time that movement works against you. That hitter starts to bail out as he sees the ball on his right hip. The ball moves over the middle of the plate and right to the bat barrel.
Amazing backhanded short hop pick by Pudge. On ball one to Felipe Lopez.
A lot of balls in the middle of the plate. The one ball to Albert hanging about 6 or 8 inches off the plate inside, but dang, the pitch to Jay was right down the middle, spinning.
3 of their 4 hits, extra bases.
Yeah.
First time up, Lopez bounced out to Kennedy, but Schumacher was running on the pitch. And you could make an argument that Tony La Russa starting that runner got them all 3 of their runs. Felipe might have hit into a double play on that ball.
2-0 here. You want to go away because he's got to try to pull this ball.
There's a bouncer. He'll move the runner. No, he won't.
Great play right there.
How about that from Adam Kennedy, throwing it right by Schumacher and getting him out at third base. A very rare 4-5 fielder's choice.
Big league play. Nice pitch by Levo going away, knowing that he's going to try to pull it. Gets him to pull it. Ball taking him toward third. Adam Kennedy making a heads-up play. Zim right there to make the tag. Beautiful play. Nice execution.
Well, Kennedy was moving right toward the ball, and his momentum had him going right toward third base. A veteran move. Runner at first, 1 out. Albert Pujols, the hitter, who's now driven in 3 runs in this series. And really, Schumacher didn't do anything wrong. You're supposed to try to advance to third when the ball is hit behind you.
No, that's where just the defense makes a great play behind you to take it out away from you. He did everything. Felipe did the right thing, trying to get him over by pulling the ball, but it was a great pitch by Levo on the outside part of the plate to make him hit the ball on the end of the bat.
1-1 to Pujols, now hitting .321. They're chasing Cincinnati, St. Louis is, and the Cubs have an early 1-0 lead in Ohio. 4 games back in the Central.
Bob, there is an answer in this game for almost everything that a manager does, a pitcher does, an offense tries to do. There is an answer. There's a play. There's an attitude. And if you execute, for example, make a pitch in an area that a guy's vulnerable. If you don't make that pitch there, he's going to hit you hard. We've seen that tonight. You try to get the guy over by pulling the ball. Felipe does the right thing. But Adam, already cheating in just a little bit, is able to charge that ball, make a play, and cut down what really was a good play by the offense, but the defense just played sharply and made a play that a lot of guys would have stuck that in his pocket and thrown to first base, or just thrown to first base.
1-2 pitch, and Albert, after looking at that extra slow curveball, was actually late for a mid-80s heater. But he's one of those hitters who can foul pitches off and keep the at-bat alive.
But that's also the example of what you can do to a hitter's mind. I don't care how great Albert Pujols is, if you can make him think soft, as Levon did with that slow curveball, you can throw an 87-mile-an-hour pitch, not necessarily by him. Not too many hitters would have probably gotten to that ball. He's good enough that he at least gets a piece of it and can get back into the count. But it's not just going up there at the plate and trying to get the ball over some part of that 17-inch plate. It's a matter of going up there and working through an at-bat, figuring out what a pitcher's going to throw you. That's a good pitch.
He runs the fastball back to the corner. Pujols walks away and has a word and a gesture for the rookie umpire.
Kinetic pitch track. Here's a swing back fastball. Starts in the batter's box, moves back right on the corner. Full ball almost on the plate. No doubt about it. The ball splits right down the corner. That's what you call on the black.
Kinetic North America with a pitch track, providing world-class technology to our national and homeland security customers. Matt Holliday popped up to Zimmerman first time.
Pujols doesn't get called out on third strikes very often. The main reason is not that the umpires give him anything, is because he's a type of hitter that if it's close, he's swinging at it.
Ray, that's only his 59th strikeout of the year.
That's incredible.
He's walked 78 times.
That's incredible. A guy with that much power strike out
59 times in 477 at-bats. Catch a foul ball. We will find you quickly here on Masson HD. You cannot hide. Holiday with a towering fly ball, right center. Niger Morgan the call and the catch. And the Nats are out of the inning after the leadoff walk. Levon leads off. Washington in it early. Third, Levon to lead off. Visit FCA.org, the Association for IT Pros. And with some news, here's Debbie Taylor with the FCA Sideline Report.
Well, Bob, when the news of Steven Strasburg's upcoming surgery came out, one of the first people that he heard from was former Cardinal Hall of Famer Stan Musial. Now, Stan sent him a video message saying, "Hey, Steven, hope you have a speedy recovery." Now, in that message, he was wearing pajamas. This just shows how Steven does have a sense of humor. He said, "Hey, I'd like to find out where he got a pair. I'll be needing some of those next week." The two also exchanged some jerseys. Bob?
Nice story. Stan Musial actually has some family here at the ballpark in Washington tonight.
Well, how big is that? Stan the man, following the game.
And by the way, Levon's just going to plug the gap there.
I mean, doesn't that impress you, Bob? Does he do that all the time? I mean, you know Stan Musial, been around him a long time. Great man.
You know, you wonder sometimes if the older players, and Stan has not been in great health the last couple of years, even know who some of these young guys are. That's amazing. And Stan Musial, considered by most the greatest St. Louis player ever, contacting a young guy who we hope someday turns out to be one of the best Washington pitchers ever. Great story, Debbie.
You know, I'd like to relate something, probably the shock of my life after the World Series in 1986.
You were MVP.
Yes, but I had a phone call one day from Ted Williams.
Wow.
And I'd never met Ted Williams. I admired him. My dad admired him, but there was a gentleman in Baltimore that represented him, and he mentioned that he knew me. And Ted said, "Well, I really enjoyed watching that boy play," and that's the way he would talk, watching that boy play in the World Series. And my phone rang, and it was him, and I like to croak. I couldn't believe it. And, you know, so there are people out there watching, and those old-timers just like me. I'm an old-timer now, and I try to keep up with everything, and you know, I'm just amazed at the talent. It gets better and better, faster and faster, stronger and stronger. Seems like everybody's throwing over 90.
Adam Kennedy, base hit. just beyond the reach of Felipe Lopez. Leave out acting like he's going to third. Nobody was buying it. And the Nats have 2 on, nobody out. One more footnote on Strasburg, and I don't think the guys downstairs would mind me telling this story. Earlier in the week, Steven was able to spend a little bit of time with Chris Carpenter and Albert Pujols. Chris, of course, has been down that surgery road before, and both of them had nothing but encouragement for Jim Riggleman's young pitcher, Steven Strasburg. So I think all these veteran guys, in case of Musial, a Hall of Fame player, they know that Steven Strasburg is someone special.
Yes, sir.
They're thinking about him and they're encouraging him, and that's got to stand for a lot. Great bunt by Desmond. And the ball is thrown away as it was tailing right into the runner. A run will score. Runners at second and third. Nobody out. And it's a 3-2 game. They'll give Desmond a sacrifice. And I think the Nationals, are they going to call Desmond out for running outside the baseline?
I hate this call. I hate this call worse than anything in the world. I have been campaigning for 30 years for that 45-foot line.
Dan Radisson has been ejected.
I hate that. That 45-foot line doesn't mean anything. You've got to establish your baseline. This has nothing to do. Look how far that pitcher is away from the being in a straight line to that 45-foot line. The angle's terrible. That's a terrible throw. That's a terrible throw. You cannot call that play there. I mean, I would be livid. I'm livid up here. It's ridiculous.
Ray, if the throw is right at the first baseman, now Joe West, of course, has to get his 2 cents worth in. Joe, the keeper of the game this year. Radisson is really livid.
Well, you know, think about it. The reason the 45-foot line is put there is so that there's not an interference from a play around home base.
But here's my point. If the throw is right at Albert Pujols and Ian Desmond's in the way, he should be out. That throw was nowhere near to the first
I
baseman.
disagree with that, Bob. If it's at the bag and it's right at him, if it's at the bag where it all happens right at the bag, you got to negate it. Because it's happening at the back where all the action is. He is inside the line. There's no question about it. I just don't agree with the line being there. And
now, here's another thing about Joe West. Jim Riggleman is arguing with the home plate umpire who made the call. One umpire has already thrown out Dan Radisson, who is really hot. I wonder, somebody else from our dugout's been tossed. And now Joe West, the crew chief, who is the second base umpire, has nothing to do with the play. He comes in and listens in on the argument between Riggleman and the rookie umpire. I don't know why Joe West won't let the other umpires handle their own business.
Well, it is his job to go there, Bob. I mean, they always
eventually.
Okay. You don't have to go there right away.
He doesn't wait too long, though.
But the point was, though, you had Radisson arguing with him. Then you have Riggleman coming out. Now you've got the base runner saying something to him, so he's overmanned. Yeah. Joe has to go there to at least hear the conversation, see what's going on. I don't know if it's so much to protect the deal, but he has to hear everything. And it's his job to get there. Sometimes Joe just gets there before the play is even made. Now he's thrown out of the game. There's Rick Eckstein at first base. Let me illustrate something here for you folks at home. This is called the 45-foot line right here. It's made because this area right here, when a catcher comes out and fields the ball, he has a direct line to the first baseman. Now listen, this ball is thrown from over here. This is the angle. How in the world is that 45-foot line? I don't care if he's running out here. It should not be affected. It is
exactly.
And I've seen it happen and turn games around my whole life, and I am adamantly opposed to the 45-foot line. I think somebody wrote it down there during Abner Doubleday's time and just left it, and it doesn't make any sense.
It takes away a run from the Nats and puts the runners back at first and second.
But look how bad this throw is. This throw is 8 feet in there. Albert's not going to go in there and mess with that ball, but it doesn't make any difference. If he's another 2 feet toward the first base, the coach's box, the ball's still he's going to take his arm off. It's such a bad throw, and I just wish that whoever in the rule committee looks at this thing would look at it as in a commonsensical way. Because I played third base a lot. There's a lot of catchers that there. This is another point. If you're in a rundown or a guy steals second, and the first baseman, what is he taught? He's taught to move inside to throw the ball to an inside target. So it's the same difference. Why should you worry about whether or not a catcher has a clear view to throw to first base? You make the adjustment either in or out with your catcher. We throw across runners all the time. In rundowns, when a guy steals second, I get fired up about it, but it is something that's been in my craw for a long time.
Bernardino, the hitter, 2 balls, 1 strike. And Ian Desmond basically gets penalized for laying down a perfect bunt. The runners do not advance because on an interference call, it's the same as a dead ball, and the runners have to go back to their original bases.
Hey.
So Levon, instead of scoring, is at second. Kennedy, instead of being at third, is at first. And now there's 1 out, and it's still a 3-1 game.
You can just take the dead gun ball and throw it in somebody's back, and if the umpire thinks you're running on the line, you're out. I mean, it doesn't have any difference or no significance whether it's an accurate throw or an inaccurate throw. And there's a lot of people around the game that feel the same way. Davey Johnson, John McNamara, Bill Verdon, guys that I played for, they're the first people that got me on that, thinking about that. And I've just seen, you take away the runs.
Yeah, that's a throw not coming down the line with the runner. Your point well taken. 3-2 pitch. Bernardino chops 1 foul. Ryan Zimmerman's on deck. There still is opportunity on the bases in this inning. But boy, that hurts when a run's taken off the board. Runners are moved back 180 feet.
And it was a great bunt, great idea.
3-2 pitch, Bernardino. Oh, now he's going to get punched out on a ball inside, at least according to the hitter. 2 outs.
That's a pretty good pitch, Bob. Pretty good pitch.
The pitch track will tell the tale.
Yeah, the pitch track right here. Let's see. It's right there. Right there.
And Roger, most left-handers like the ball down and in. Here's Zimmerman. We'll see if Ryan can save the inning. By the way, on that play, the interference, you give the put out to the nearest fielder, 3 unassisted for Pujols there.
Thank you, because I put 2 to 3. And I think the pitcher fielded it.
I'm not sure they give an assist on an interference play.
No, I think you're exactly right, Bob. I wrote it down wrong.
And we don't keep a lot of defensive stats like they do in football anyway. 1-0 to Zimmerman, who flagged to center first time. That ball is into right center field. Levon will score. Kennedy to third. It is a 3-2 game, and I don't think there's anything they can take away from that swing.
Yeah, buddy. That's what you have to do when the things don't go right in your game. Forget about it. Go back to playing hardball and jerk it from them.
Adam Dunn comes up with a tying run at third base now. And the Nationals have 3 hits in the inning.
Sweet stroke, fastball, out of way. You're talking about him inside all day. Nope, didn't get in there that time. Line drive, just out of the reach. Going into that gap. Levon scoring easily. Kennedy advancing to third. Great stroke right there. Nice job, man.
Here's Dunn.
They're going to throw him breaking balls. You're right. I didn't realize that they were throwing him so many breaking balls.
Adam Dunn must feel like he's playing in Japan. The only fastballs he sees, usually well off the plate, outside, and maybe the occasional off the plate well inside. That ball is trouble for St. Louis, and it's into the left field corner. 1 run scores. Here comes Zimmerman. He will score, and the Nationals take the lead. Adam Dunn goes the other way in grand fashion. And the big fella has 81 RBIs.
Sometimes it's all about emotion, Bob, and you have to get mad, get upset, and good things happen. Play mad. It doesn't make any difference as long as you can control that madness and still concentrate. Nationals thought something was jerked away from him. Big base hit by Zimmerman. Sweet stroke there by Adam Dunn, driving that ball down in the corner. 2 RBIs. Nationals take the lead.
Huge 2-out hits by Zimmerman and Dunn. And here's Michael Morse, who hit one about 380 off the scoreboard his first time. 8 o'clock, straight up here in our nation's capital, and a crazy third inning. The Nats have scored 3. Could have had more. They're pretty happy with the 3. And here's Morris, doubled off the right center field scoreboard and takes a breaking ball outside.
That's what Adam
Rick
needed.
Eckstein is coaching first base after the ejection of Dan Radisson. And I think Scott Olson was also ejected from the Nats dugout.
Well, Ole gets fired up. He's the guy that doesn't mind playing with a little bit of motion.
Against the Central, Morse doing lots of damage this year. The Nats against the Central, just 12-18. But they've had some explosions here and there. He did stop. Rob Drake agrees on the appeal. 2-1.
Good curveball. Watch right here at the front. Does he go? That's very close.
Mike posed well to sell it.
We've seen, I don't want to get you riled up, but Lance Berkman not get called on that.
I told you not to bring that up, Ray.
No, I just heard you and Rob talking about
it. I'm over it. Or not. There's Pudge, who has an RBI single himself tonight. 2-2 to Morse. Michael with a base hit. Adam Dunn coming. Here comes the throw from Schumacher. He scores. And Morse is out at second base, but the Nats put up a 4 spot in the bottom of the third. How about the guts of this team, leading 5-3? Back beautifully with 2 outs.
Well, they surely did, and that shows me a lot. You know, you get Radisson thrown out. You feel like that you've been not cheated, but that things didn't go your way. You lose a run. Desi, great bunt, loses the sacrifice, and the boys got fired up. They came out swinging the bats, and that's something that really, when I look for a team, I look for emotion. And this team has played hard. They've lacked a little emotion, but sometimes it takes getting fired up like that, Bob, to get rolling.
I don't think anything fires you up like back-to-back hits and guys running around the bases and making things happen. You can't play with emotion when it's 2 outs, bases empty all the time.
You're exactly right. You can't. And the emotion that you do have generally is the negative kind, because you're failing. You're failing over and over. But when you start having success, good things happen, and it's pretty easy to smile.
This is John Jay, who homered first time. He goes left field this time. Bernardina in a hurry. He's there. 1 out. So we have had a definite momentum shift here on South Capitol Street in D.C. Southeast. Every Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and tonight one of those, Miller Lite Party Night. Get a Scoreboard Pavilion seat and drink voucher, $20, $22 for prime games. Come early, pregame happy hour, Miller Lite Scoreboard Walk Bar featuring $5 brews. And that'll happen again on the next homestand. The Nats will be home with the Mets and the Marlins starting Labor Day, the 6th, 7th, and 8th. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then the Marlins in 10, 11, 12 for the weekend. Great pitch at the knees. And Pedro Feliz looks at it for a strike.
And if you see how Levo's getting into a rhythm now. Just wasn't able to settle in. Started off with a little bit of emotion on the downside as that ball hit the chalk.
Yeah, how about that? And Adam Kennedy's ball missed the chalk by an inch or two last night that would have scored 3 runs. He's going to paint him on the outside corner, just like Levon did to Albert Pujols, and that's his second strikeout.
Everything about his pitching motion is rhythm. Just that sweet rhythm. He's as pretty a pitcher. Sits there just off the plate, but you're going to get that pitch when you keep putting it in the same spot.
You think they were happy when the Washington 4 spot was put up on the scoreboard in Cincinnati? Moments later, Joey Votto hit his 32nd home run, and the Reds tied the Cubs 1-1 4th inning there. A lot of scoreboard watching for contending teams and their fans this time of the year. Brian Anderson, the catcher, flied to Morgan in center first time. Perfect. Levon is hitting spots now, Ray, that he was not hitting earlier.
Yeah, he just never got settled in, Bob. It come in from the bullpen, the mound in the bullpen, even though it's our mound, is just a tad different than the one.
He's going to catch that. And Nyjer Morgan grabs it. Well, the Nats have everything going their way. Bottom of the order coming up. Can they do it again? A pretty good race on the backstretch, the outfield warning track. Abe is always the great finisher. Looks like there's a lot of high stepping going on tonight. And here comes George. Beating the great closer, Lincoln. Teddy running well tonight. He's still 0 for the decade, though. Come on. Pudge Rodriguez fouls one off to the right side. That's a good pitch. Fastball outside corner. And Dan Bellino giving the corners away from hitters right now. Rodriguez, Morgan, and Levon Hernandez, bottom of the 4th inning. Not to be forgotten, Ray, the RBI hit by Pudge Rodriguez with 2 outs 2 innings ago. The Nats were not on the board at that time. His swing got him a run back and at least got a little offensive momentum going for that 4-run 3rd inning.
Well, it's kind of set the table for tonight. That's 4 2-out hits that we have tonight.
Yeah, the Nats were dreadful with runners in scoring position last night, like 1 for 12, stranding 14 runners. And the count is 0-2. Pudge, these pitches close enough to be hacking, staying alive.
Well, he gives you an honest at bat, doesn't he? We were talking last night about guys not really spoiling pitches and just kind of sometimes 1, 2, 3 strikes, sit down. He doesn't. I mean, 0-2, he's fouled off a couple already. That's why he's got 2,800 hits.
He's still hacking. You know, that may not go down as a noticeable at bat, but he got 0-2, fouled off 3 or 4 pitches, hit the ball fairly well out to right field, and Pudge at least makes Kyle Loesch work hard for that first out here in the bottom of the 4th.
Well, those great offensive teams do that, whether it's been the Phillies over the last 3 or 4 years, the Yankees of years past, the Cardinals when they were outstanding. They just always have 4 or 5 hitters that just do not give in and take an at bat into the 7th, 8th pitch often.
Feliz really shallow at third. I haven't seen a third baseman play this shallow this year on a non-sacrifice situation. Pedro Feliz, by the time the pitch is delivered, is at least 15 to 20 feet in front of the baseline between second and third. He actually backed up a little bit for this one. And a ball slapped over to Ryan. Throw in the dirt, and Albert Pujols saves them an error. Great pick by a former Gold Glove winner at first base. 2 down.
Not an easy pick. He threw that ball over there, sinker, as he was throwing it on the run. Going back to your point, Feliz playing that close. After we look at this, reaches out, taps it, charges it hard, rounds the ball, throws off the right side, and sinker out away from him. Albert posing.
Here's Levon Hernandez. Levon's 6th base hit of the year got the Nats going on that 4-run 3rd inning, adding to his .222 career batting average.
But Niger doesn't hit the ball down the third base line hard. And, you know, as a former third baseman, a guy that bunts the ball as well as he does and can run.
Levon not feeling well after a swing. And here comes Jim Riggleman with Mike McGowan.
Did he hit himself with the bat, or? He's smiling, so he's going to be all right.
He just told Mike, I'm old, I just need a few seconds. It'll be okay. Hard to tell if the ball actually hit him. might have gotten the very outside of his left foot.
I can't tell.
This man plays this game with a lot of joy. 35 years of age.
He lives life with joy. He's always happy, smiling. I mean, he's one of those guys that always speaks to you. Doesn't make any difference whether it's in the runway, getting on the plane, out there on the field. He's going to acknowledge you, boy.
Loves to hit. That ball into right center, and it'll be tracked down by Skip Schumacher. The Nats go in order in the fourth. Bottom of the order coming up for St. Louis. Hager.com. And by Nissan, the end of the model year, Nissan laying it all on the line. Nissan's bottom line sales event going on now. What other ballpark has that view on a Saturday night in August? Top of the fifth inning coming up. Good crowd on hand. Budge Rodriguez bobblehead night. The Nats on top by a couple. We'll fire up the smartphone for you and bring you some AT&T trivia. Zimmerman at 301. Who's the last DC-based third baseman to hit over 300 for a season? DC-based. So that would be a Senator or a National. Well, Zimmerman's never hit 300. Ryan's highest single season average, 292 last year when he hit 33 home runs.
Did Vinny Castilla hit 300 the only year? Wasn't he here just 1 year?
He was here in 05. He might be onto something. Although I don't remember that team being an offensive juggernaut. And a base hit by Brendan Ryan just beyond the reach of Adam Kennedy, who's not looking for the ball. And if it hadn't hit him, Brendan Ryan might have gone to second base. That'll give Kyle Loesch a chance to sacrifice here, top of the fifth. Kennedy not paying attention to Michael Morse's throw after just missing that ball.
Where is he? Golly. Sometimes this stuff amazes me. He's a cutoff man. What is he thinking?
And with the runner going, Tony La Russa goes hit and run with his pitcher to stay out of a double play.
A pretty accurate throw, wouldn't you say?
It literally hit the cutoff man.
It hit the cutoff man.
They say hit the cutoff man, doesn't say hit him where.
Yeah.
Kyle Loesch popped up to Zimmerman, foul first time. He's showing bunt. Runner goes and he swings again. Look at that. That runner might score. They're going to bring him around third and send him home on a hit-and-run double by the pitcher. Kyle Loesch is a 164 career hitter, and Tony La Russa turned him and the base runner loose. That's his 15th career RBI.
You still have to bear down as a pitcher. Look at this ball. Right down the middle. Just right down the middle. You know, don't take anything for granted, young pitchers. Guys square around. It may be bunt in order, but they're always dangerous with that bat in their hand. You still have to make a pitch.
I cannot remember the last time I saw a hit-and-run double for an RBI by a pitcher with a runner on first base. Top of the order now, Schumacher. You know, the Cardinals, despite being second in the National League in batting average, they are sixth in runs, and their fans have been bemoaning the lack of offense lately. They have a couple of great veteran hitters and a bunch of young role-type players surrounding Pujols and Holiday. And Tony La Russa pushing the right button there. 13 hits in this game now, 7 by the Nats. And that will advance the runner as Schumacher pulls it to Kennedy. And the tying runs at third base with 1 out.
Yeah, right at the bottom of the lineup. The first night against Carpenter, the bottom of the lineup did all the damage. You know, and the thinking there with La Russa is he has Ryan on first. He knows he can run. Levon slow to the plate. And he says, what the heck, I'm going to do a hit and run here. If he swings through it, got a chance to steal the base. Also, if that ball's lowered, line drive double play out of the inning.
And here's Felipe Lopez, the former Nat. Infield is in, not all the way in. They're not what you would call ninth inning in. But as the middle innings are in progress, they'll play it, I guess you'd call that just inside of halfway.
Yeah, I would call that halfway. If you take away the outfield grass, the infielder normally plays a couple of feet. This is halfway except for the third baseman. But you have to be moving forward. You know, I've always felt you could throw the runner out unless it was a Lou Brock or somebody like that, Nigel Morgan, on a ground ball, as long as it's not something that bounces real high off the plate, because you're definitive in your thought. You're thinking, I'm going home. Ball's batted, you move toward the plate.
Levon misses Lone away, 2-1.
I'm not sure. Now we've moved back our second baseman all the way back, so now you're giving the run up. And I don't like that personally. I like to go ahead and have the infield in. Now any ground ball to the right side. Adams backing up.
And Felipe Lopez will tie the game. He's going to go to second base. St. Louis hitting a bunch of line drives here in the fifth inning. And it's a good ball club, and they come back immediately and tie it. That could take the bat out of Albert Pujols' hands. We'll see how Jim Riggleman plays it with first base open. But 2 runs are in, and the game is tied on Lopez' 36th RBI.
I walk him. But that's something you make up in your mind before this series. Are you going to walk him?
Yes, they are.
And then when that situation comes up, you don't even have to think about it. Pretty good hitter behind him. Matt Holliday, 302.
A year ago at this time, they had just picked him up in a trade with Oakland. And down the stretch, he was fantastic. So this is a dimension St. Louis used to have to a certain extent with Ryan Ludwig before they brought in Holliday. But this guy's another level. Let's have a look at our league leaders, brought to you by Charlestown Races, Hollywood Casino. 330 average, 400 homers, 1,200 RBIs. And Albert Pujols is already on that list. He has a long, long way to go to climb up even higher. Only 74 home runs behind the greatest Cardinal ever, Stan Musial. Get ready for one blockbuster hit after another. Hollywood Casino, Charlestown Races, West Virginia. Matt Holliday 0 for 2 with 2 fly balls. But a good fastball.
You have to dig down right now with everything that's in. You try to keep the ball down, working toward the ground to get that double play so you can have, as my buddy Ernie Harwell said, 2 for the price of 1. I love to hear him say that.
That's a drive to right. Here comes Morse. Michael's there in plenty of time. 2 outs.
Good pitch. Had him out front with that slow break. Almost a slider that he took. We'll see it again. Didn't look like the curveball, but had Matt out on his front foot and took away his pop. Let's take a look here. It looks like that this is some type of breaking ball. Yeah, slider. Took a little bit off of it. Matt moving forward with his body, causing his hands to lay off. And hits a lazy fly ball to right field.
Totals even at 5 runs, 7 hits each club. Here's John Jay, who hit the 2-run upper deck homer in the first inning. Play at second. Got him!
Oh, yeah.
And Felipe Lopez is picked off.
What a play.
It is the kind of play that has plagued Lopez throughout his career. The Nats got him. Joe West punches him out. Bang, bang play. Just like Thursday night, John Jay has hit a 2-run home run for St. Louis. Adam Dunn, a 2-run double, his biggest hit in the last couple of weeks. Michael Morse, couple of hits, driving the ball well. And in that third inning, Ray, big 2-out RBI hits by Zimmerman and Dunn.
Yeah, scalded the ball in that inning. Fastball out away from him, drove it, sinker down away from Adam. Finally going the opposite way with the ball. It's as far as you're going to see him hit the ball, as near that left field line as he ever hits it. You mentioned the big 2-out hit that Rodriguez had in the second also. And then Morris got a 2-out hit right after that. So 4 big 2-out hits tonight.
Adam Kennedy goes up swinging. Adam 1 for 2 tonight. He's hit 2 line drives. One of them right into the glove of Kyle Loesch to lead off the bottom of the first. He knocked it down, threw him out, and then Kennedy singled up the middle and scored in that 4-run third inning. This ball driven to right center, but it's hanging up for Schumacher. Roberto Clemente Day here at Nationals Park, Wednesday, September 8th, when the Nats take on the Mets. It's a day game at 12:35. Pre-game, in-game video tributes to the great humanitarian and Hall of Famer Clemente. Much more. Visit nationals.com/tickets, 888-632-NATS, to purchase your tickets today. Ian Desmond, despite being 0 for 2 tonight, still 7 for 14 in this series. He'll hit it sharply out to short where Brendan Ryan handles it. And 2 quick outs for Loesch. Now St. Louis is grabbing some momentum. John Lannon and Adam Wainwright tomorrow. DC 50 will join us. And then it's on to Florida. Jason Marquis, Alex Sanabia Monday. Jordan Zimmerman, Anibal Sanchez Tuesday. Scott Olson, Chris Volstad Wednesday. And after a day off, it's on to Pittsburgh. And that's extra 30 minutes before each game. Right here on Masson HD. Bases empty, 2 outs. Roger Bernardino. Nationals are going up hacking early in the count in this inning.
Yeah, and with Loesch coming into the inning with 62 pitches, it's a time that you can actually go up there and think patient, take a pitch, push him a little deeper. But hey, if he's starting to throw the ball over the middle of the plate, the way that they've seen balls rocket around this ball yard tonight.
And another one. Roger Bernardino's first base hit. That will get Mr. Clutch to the plate. Ryan Zimmerman with 2 outs. Here's Zimmerman trying to hit 300 and be the first DC-based third baseman to do it since how did we miss Buddy Lewis?
I didn't know Buddy. Johnny played with it, Buddy.
You call everybody Buddy.
I do. Yeah, oh Johnny, he was either playing with him or had a ticket to that game.
Zimmerman 1 for 2 with an RBI hit.
Now, one of the ushers told me that ever since the last 2 or 3 days I've been up with you, Bob, that Johnny's just hammering me out there on that show. So, I got to get him one time anyway.
Yeah. Zimmerman has now driven in 73 runs. Loesch goes with a fastball and misses away. Well, this is about the highest Ryan Zimmerman's batting average has ever been at this stage of a season.
Good pitch to run on here. Good chance for him to throw a breaking ball. Going inside, though, with the fastball.
And it's pulled left side off the glove of Pedro Feliz. And Zimmerman will add more to his batting average. He'll be hitting 302, 303 here. 2 on, 2 out. And the Nats are getting 2 out hits tonight.
Yeah, and he stayed with that ball. That ball's down, puts his head right to the ball, hits it squarely. Nice try by Feliz, just out of his range. Actually hit him on his hand, but he was already going down. Hard to focus as your eyeballs are juggling up there. Kind of shaking in your sockets when you dive and hit that ground.
Here's Dunn, who doubled in 2 runs last time. And to do it, he expanded his strike zone, swung at a pitch away, and rifled it down the left field line for RBIs number 80 and 81.
That's about time he hits one off of that scoreboard out there.
Dunn drove in 105 for the Nats last year. Off-speed pitch away. He liked the location, but the ball tardy in getting there. And as opposed to last night, the Nats are getting hits with runners in scoring position. For that matter, so are the visitors.
But you see what Loesch did? He pinched him inside with the fastball, his hardest pitch, and then it went away with his softest pitch.
That's hard breaking stuff down and in. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Well, Loesch has had lots of problems at this stage of a ball game.
Yes.
This is his 3rd time through. He's had some injury issues this year. Hasn't been out there the whole time. Kyle Loesch making only his 12th start of the year. That uncharacteristic 6.47 ERA coming in. Although his career average, nothing to brag about really. His career ERA, 4.74. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Target in. Kyle Loesch is sort of the definition of what they call an innings eater. Never really been a big winner except for 2 years ago in St. Louis, 15-6. 27-19 over a 2-year span with Minnesota, 0-2-0-3. Off speed, 3-2. Now the runners will have a head start.
Well, he's throwing him one fastball. That was the first pitch in off the plate, just a show-me fastball. Then went to the changeup, then 2 sliders in, then a changeup away there. I just don't believe he's going to throw him a fastball in this situation. He's not shown any indication through this whole at-bat that he wants to fool with a fastball with Adam. So as a hitter, do you look breaking ball? No. You look fastball away, drive it down the opposite field, and sit on the breaking ball if it hangs.
Adam Dunn gets under one, high in the air, and gone!
Yes, sir! He threw him the fastball, Bobby. He threw him the fastball. He didn't quite hit the scoreboard, but yes, sir. Fastball, middle of the plate. Adam gets underneath it, but that boy's big and strong. Jay going back. Can't go any further than that wall, big boy. First row, just deep enough.
Adam Dunn, a 5 RBI night. His biggest game since 3 weeks ago yesterday, when he hit 2 home runs at Dodger Stadium and drove in 6. So his RBI total shoots up to 84. Tony La Russa. I think Tony La Russa wants to have the umpires look at this to see if that was a home run. He signaled to Joe West for a home run review.
You have Tony's number? You have his phone number?
I'm not going to answer that question.
Well, I can call him right now and tell him to go back to the dugout. I know your sister has his number.
Well,
Bob's sister Judy works for the Cardinals, has been there for 44 years. Quite some time.
This really didn't look like a ball that would be disputed. Now, we've talked about this before. Back in 2008, the Nationals installed a green strip of metal above the scoreboard so there would be less discussion about home runs. This one was beyond the scoreboard, and it looks like that clearly falls. That rail right there is out of play. That's a home run. The only thing that matters is the green padding. If the ball hits that rail right there, that's 4 bags. And I think Joe West, just because the manager wants an appeal doesn't mean the umpire has to say yes. So the Nats lead 8-5 on Adam Dunn's 32nd home run.
Bob, isn't the railing offset from the...
It's back.
Yeah, I mean, it's offset that way, isn't it?
Now Michael Morse scorches one to left, beyond the reach of Matt Holliday, and Michael Morse is 3 for 3 tonight. Bullpen about to get very busy in left field. The Nationals have 11 hits in 4 2/3 against Kyle Loesch.
Of those, 4 of them the long hit variety, 3 doubles, home run.
Here comes Dave Duncan. They're buying time now for ex-National Mike McDougal.
How about Michael Morris? He couldn't buy a hit against a right-hander. The last 2 nights, he's just I mean, there's nobody that's hit 5 line drives in 5 consecutive at-bats. I don't know if they were consecutive, those last 2 last night. Let me look.
Well, he did have a couple of at-bats in between his hits last night.
Yeah.
Last night, his first double was in the 2nd. His triple was in the 9th. He had a walk and 0 for 2 in between, but 4 consecutive line drives. And here's Pudge Rodriguez, who drove in the Nats' first run 3 innings and 7 runs ago. He goes up hacking. That ball is hit well to center, and John Jay back to grab it. Kyle Loesch is not fooling anyone right now. The Nats put 3 on the board. Adam Dunn, 341st career home run, and the Nats lead 8-5. Serious fireworks going off in this series. Adam Dunn, 5 RBIs tonight. Been waiting for that kind of game from him. And here's the St. Louis box score. RBIs, first inning, Pujols and Jay. Later on, Loesch, the pitcher, and Lopez. So Livan Hernandez, Ray, needs a shutdown inning here. His pitch count is not that bad. He's in the high 60s, 68, 46 strikes through 5, despite giving up 5 runs on 7 hits. I mean, things are happening quickly here.
3 of those in that first inning, and then the 2 runs that La Russa kind of created with hit and running Loesch after the Ryan single in the bottom of the 5th, top of the 5th. Just keep on making pitches.
He went down, got that one, popped it up. John Jay, left center, Nyjer Morgan. Livan Hernandez needing to get on a roll, and Debbie Taylor has more on the veteran right-hander.
Well, Bob, as you know, Livan has been such a workhorse throughout his entire career, and it's important that the 35-year-old has never been on the DL. And I asked him what's been the key, and he said, you know what, it's been a lot of hard work in the off-season. He gets up at 5 in the morning, takes a spin class, kickboxing. I mean, he really works to keep his legs and his upper body in shape, and it's paid off.
I guess when he works with Pudge Rodriguez, it's the hardest working out battery in baseball. Because Pudge works out 5 days a week in our hotel on the road and here at home. He does take the weekends off from his regular workout routine, but you're looking at a couple of guys, one in his late 30s, actually 40-ish, Livan mid-30s, trying to extend their careers. 1-1 pitch, bounced over, Zimmerman cuts it off. Adam Dunn scoops it, 2 down.
Beautiful play right there.
I'll give out 2 stars on that one, 1 at each end.
Yes, sir. Ball bounces high, catches ball behind him, spins. Nice pick by Adam.
Brian Anderson, the rookie catcher, will be the hitter with 2 outs, bases empty. H.H. Gregg on the Exmo.
Yes, sir. Dropping down low. He plays third base differently than anyone I've ever seen in baseball.
He is totally unique.
He's
right.
totally unique, but he plays it almost like a shortstop. And then he charges the ball so well. He moves his left and right so well. He throws off balance. He doesn't set up to throw the ball. He seems to be more accurate when he's on the move.
On a play left side, Levon did a good job of getting in on the trademark of Brian Anderson's bat. Bullpen is still busy. It's not because of Levon's pitch count. It's because at times he's been hit hard tonight. But he's about to get the Nats through 6 innings. One more strike to get that done, or a defensive play to get at least his game into the 7th inning.
And he is the second hitter up in the home half of this inning.
Nationals used 2 relievers for 3 innings to get through the 4-2 loss last night. On a pitch up and away, soft fly ball. Here comes Morgan. And a 1-2-3 for Levon Hernandez. Bottom of the 6th, bottom of the order coming up. 8-5 Washington. Saturday evening, exciting ball game, 8-5, and a very busy, and it's about time, Nats box score. 2 offensive explosions in this series, Thursday night and tonight. RBIs everywhere, but 5 of them from Adam Dunn. And the big guns in the middle are going crazy tonight. Zimmerman has a ribby, and so does Morris and Bernardino.
Adam takes that fastball away from him, drives it down the left field line. 2 RBIs. In the 3rd, and then the home run on the fastball, middle high, about thigh high, middle of the plate, right there in the front row. 5 big RBIs tonight. He always breaks out big.
Well, he had 6 RBIs in that game in Los Angeles 3 weeks ago yesterday. Blake Hawksworth takes over for the Cardinals here, and he was the pitcher the Nats were able to beat in the bottom of the 13th on Thursday night when he hit Niger Morgan leading off the inning, and after striking out Zimmerman, gave up hits to Alberto Gonzalez and a game winner to Ian Desmond. Niger Morgan slaps one foul. Niger Morgan tonight 0 for 2, and he's 9 for 38 since coming off the DL. And really, Niger is fighting Ray to stay up near the top of the lineup. Jim Riggleman has pulled him out of the leadoff spot. He's batted second tonight. He's 8th in front of Levon, who has a base hit. And, you know, that's kind of old-time baseball. the manager sends you down to the bottom of the lineup until you work out your offensive issues, and that should be an easy out left side of the infield. Brendan Ryan for the out. Visit the official online shop of the Nats, Nationals.com. Largest selection of official gear, the latest apparel, memorabilia, authentic classics for the whole family. The Nationals.com shop gets your gear from the official source. So Levon remains, and Ray, another reason for that might be that St. Louis has the bottom two hitters in their order up in the 7th, although he won't be pitching to a pitcher, most probably. Ryan, then the pitcher spot, then the top of the order. By the way, in Cincinnati, Kosuke Fukudome of the Cubs has hit his 11th homer of the year. Cubs 3, Reds 1, bottom of the 6th. I think the Braves are pretty certain of a win tonight. They're leading Florida at home 10-1, and Tim Hudson is pitching. Tim Hudson has a record of 14-5.
And just an incredible record after the 7th inning with a lead. I mean,
and he's got that ridiculous record when he gets 3 runs of support. Do you see Levon spit on that breaking ball? He looked like a regulation hitter on that pitch.
Look how far he is off the plate.
He's waiting for that breaking ball that he can do something with, and he fouls a tough one off there.
And he's looking for the breaking ball that he threw Albert in the first inning, that was about 10 inches inside, but I don't remember seeing him this far off the plate. Now, he's given some room to look at his left foot's on the outside of the chalk line.
Yeah, he's about where Adam Dunn is on the other side. Dunn takes that front foot and swings it around just about out of the box.
Yeah.
3-2 to Levon. And he'll hit a ground ball to Felipe Lopez. Top of the order coming up with Adam Kennedy. Bases empty, 2 outs.
You know, talking about the lineup and the change in the lineup, as much as Morgan going to 8-hole, I like the move with Adam going to the 5-hole, Bob. He strikes out an awful lot, and the 3- and 4-hole hitters are your big RBI men. Adam, with all the home runs that he hits, he's going to get his home runs and driving his runs hitting 5th anyway. But I like to see a guy in that 3- and 4-hole that are going to make some kind of contact.
Kennedy makes contact, right field. Schumacher has it. Nats go in order. 7th inning coming up. 8-5 Washington. Broadcast on Messon, brought to you by your local Ford dealers. Your local Ford dealer invites you to experience Ford like never before.
Yeah,
Ford, drive one. And by H.H. Gregg. We make buying TVs and appliances simple. H.H. Gregg, price and advice guaranteed. Top of the 7th inning. Nats fans having a good time. Their team pounding out 8 runs on 11 hits. St. Louis will bat Brendan Ryan, Nat Killer, Randy Wynn, and then top of the order Skip Schumacher against Levon, who still has thrown only 77 pitches. And there's a 1-pitch out handled by Adam Kennedy. So switch hitter Randy Wynn comes in, hitting for Hawksworth. Doesn't matter what uniform this guy's wearing, he always seems to get big hits against the Nationals. Randy Wynn started the game on Thursday night, hit 5th, and had 4 hits and 3 RBIs. Now it's no longer Doug Slayton, the lefty. It's Sean Burnett, and Joel Peralta joins him. Off-speed pitch, and Levon had Randy Wynn way out ahead. Skip Schumacher, pair of hits tonight, a run scored in that leadoff spot. He's next.
Levo's directing traffic as he turns and motions for Bernardino to move off the line and back a little bit toward that gap in left center.
And he throws one by Randy Wynn, 2-2.
Kinetic on the pitch track here as the ball's elevated right at the top of the strike zone, working right out to the outside quadrant.
Breaking ball hit foul. Mike McDougal warming up, and this time he'll be coming in as they hit for the pitcher.
That hit right in his mitt.
And maybe a little high, that swing back action. 3-2 to win. Levon 1 walk tonight, the intentional pass to Pujols in the 5th. On a pitch away, Randy Wynn does it again. The Nationals cannot get that guy out. It's amazing how good he is. And certain clubs have certain guys that wear him out, and you're looking at one of those Nat Killers. He's aboard with 1 out for Schumacher, and Jim Riggleman is going to make a pitching change. Levon will go 6 1/3. He will give up 8 hits, 5 runs to this point. He battled and kept his team in the game so the offense could do its thing. Still has a chance to be the winner, and a nice ovation from the crowd of 30,000. Series finale tomorrow on Masson HD. Nats Extra, 1 o'clock. First pitch, 1:35. Adam Wainwright for St. Louis. He is 17-8, and right now has the best ERA in the league at 2.18. One of the best pitchers in Major League Baseball. John Lennon gets the call for the Nats. John is 5-6, trying to get that 5.23 ERA down. He'll make his 20th start of the year. Wainwright, by the way, 3-5 with a good career ERA, 2.23 in 7 games, 5 starts against the Nats. Sean Burnett. And for Sean, it'll be his 60th appearance. Second on the staff to Tyler Clippard's 64. Alan Craig bats for Skip Schumacher as Tony La Russa now makes his counter move with the right-handed batter. Craig has a pinch hitter, 1 for 7 this year, 31 games, 80 at bats overall, hitting $188. Good pitch by Burnett, busting the right-handed hitter with a low 90s fastball. And another.
Yeah, his two-seam fastball has as much bore, that is movement away from the right-handed hitter, as anybody we have, probably the most from a left-handed pitcher. And that really started early in the year when he was getting right-handed hitters out, and still has a better stats against right-handed hitters. It's a big hook. But if you go behind home plate and watch this kid, that ball explodes right out of his hand, and hard movement down and away from right-handers into left-handers.
Hard to believe lefties are hitting 110 points higher against Sean.
It's just hard to do anything with that ball that moves that much and that heavy away from you as a right-hander.
He cannot walk this pattern.
No.
With some of the guys coming up, St. Louis has.
He seems to always, with that, not always, but a lot of times, that ball just misses up and in. Goes to 3-2 on the first hitter he faces. He did that a lot early. He's gotten better.
Uh-oh. He goes way outside. 2 on, 1 out. And Felipe Lopez coming up. Lopez, of course, a switch hitter. And from the right side this year, Felipe hitting much better than he is lefty. He's 278 as opposed to 221.
And that walk just is like stabbing a manager in the heart, because now he knows without the double play, he is looking at Pujols with the tying runs on base.
And if Sean Burnett doesn't get the double play, he'll be gone.
With the hitter being the tying run, actually.
It'll be Peralta and Pujols.
Yeah.
Unless this inning ends right here. And Sean's all over the place suddenly.
Yeah, Pudge controlling the game, controlling the tempo, trying to settle his pitcher down just a little bit, encouraging him, saying, hey, you don't have to throw it hard, don't muscle it, free and easy. Just let your natural ability direct the movement of the ball.
Lopez tonight 1 for 3 with an RBI double. On a questionable call, picked off second to end the 5th inning. And the Nats immediately came out and scored 3 runs to take the lead. That's a strike.
That's a perfect strike.
Low in the zone, running away from the right-hander.
Yeah. Take a look at this pitch right here. It just barely nips or barely misses. Either way, close. This is a make it happen pitch.
Little flare, right center. Here comes Morgan. He will get there. That keeps Albert Pujols from representing the lead run. Randy Wynn stays at second, Craig at first, and this kid can fly in that outfield.
Good job. Pause West one moment to get a good look at the ball. Good jump, just outrunning that ball. Just turning those burners on, outrunning that ball.
And your biggest struggle there is keeping the ball in that big glove. And for the moment, Sean Burnett will stay in to face Albert Pujols. And Ray, this has to be a byproduct of that 170 batting average against with Sean and right-handed hitters this year.
No question. No question.
So Jim Riggleman surprises us by staying with the lefty-righty matchup. And he gets a fastball for a strike.
Well, that's about 40 points lower than what he hits against anybody else.
Pujols 1 for 2 with an RBI double tonight.
Well, the left-handers that can move that ball down in the strike zone with some velocity and late movement. Randy Jones didn't have that much velocity, but unbelievable movement. John Tudor, Bruce Hurst. Those guys didn't get hit hard by right-handed hitters.
Pujols line drive, and right there is Kennedy, and the inning is over. This program brought to you by the all-new 2011 Hyundai Sonata. Visit your Washington area Hyundai dealers today. Nats dodge a bullet right at Adam Kennedy. 8-5 Nats. '88 at Nationals Park, and the Nats on top, 8-5. Entertaining ball game. Levon survives a night when at times he was rocked, but the Cardinals collect 11 hits on Kyle Loesch, or rather the Nats collect 11 on Loesch.
Yeah, Nats came out swinging tonight, just didn't quite settle in Levon early as a ball hits the chalk in the left field line, gave up a couple of hits, but as the game went on, other than that inning where Ryan hit, got the base hit, and then the hit and run by Loesch, he settled down and again was able to go 6 innings, for the 22nd time this year out of 26 starts. What a great job that he did. And he didn't get rattled. I mean, he's a guy that doesn't get rattled that much. But how about our offense?
Well, 2 of the last 3 nights, they've really come alive. It was a frustrating sweep at the hands of the Cubs. And now Thursday and Saturday, with that Friday frustration in between, the bats are really making some noise.
Yeah, they seemed to get ignited a little bit when Desmond was called out at first base when he made that bunt down the third base line. And they called it interference. And it's banged out 4 hits after that.
Randy Wynn will stay in and play right field for St. Louis. And here's Mike McDougall, the former National. Mike has found a way to keep his career going here and there. And Ray, that play with with Ian Desmond.
Nice bunt here. Runners on first and second. He gets it down. Loesch comes off the mound, throws it up the line. They say he's running inside that 45-foot line. I don't dispute that. I just don't like the 45-foot line. I don't think it any longer has any reason to be in the game, as every other person has to make a throw and adjust a throw to the runner. But that took a run away from the ball club, took a sacrifice away from Desi, added it back to him. If he ends up hitting 279, that would be big. And
I don't know, Ray, if you know this, but at one point, and we're talking a long, long time ago, before the 45-foot line was put in, there used to be 2 first base bags. One in foul ground, one in fair ground, just like the kids do in softball and pee-wee baseball and all that. Well, they got rid of that. And then they had the first base bag half in fair territory, half in foul territory back in the 1800s. That didn't work. Too many arguments, and they make it easy on the umpire. They put the bases totally in fair territory. So that whole thing down that first base line has been a long debated part of this game for quite a while.
Well, one of the reasons that I came to the conclusion that it doesn't belong there is that there's no other place in the game that you have to change your way that you get to a bag other than a fielder fielding a ground ball. You have to run around him, but that's not to obstruct him or interfere with his fielding of the ball.
Yep.
And when you bat the ball, you should be able to get to first base as quickly as you can. And oftentimes, especially in a bunt, you're out in front of the plate and you've got to run an extra 3-4 feet if you're trying to get back into that 45-foot line.
Mike McDougall, 20 saves for the Nats last year. Bernardina is next. McDougall had 27 when he was an All-Star in Kansas City back in 2003. A stop with the White Sox in between. Out of the major leagues for an extended period of time. And sort of rejuvenating his career with us right here last year. And a 1-2 to Desmond. That's that hard sinking fastball of his. 98 miles an hour. Wow. And a reminder, tomorrow is a family fun pack day here at the ballpark. A seat, hot dog, chips, and soda, starting at just $14. Go to Nationals.com, purchase your family fun pack tickets. You'll see John Lennon go against Adam Wainwright tomorrow. Here's Bernardina, who's 1 for 3. Mike McDougall can throw mid to high 90s. The big challenge for him last year for the Nats was trying to find some other pitch to go with that fastball. He was at most of the time a one-pitch pitcher. Thing moves like crazy, though. Bernardina chops it, easy for Pujols. 2 outs. Tonight's copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Washington Nationals and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Washington Nationals. Good night for Ryan Zimmerman. We talked about his quest to hit 300 this year. He's 2 for 3 tonight, hitting .303. That was a McDougal breaking ball.
Well, he's always had a good one. He just could never throw it for a strike.
Right.
And you don't find many people that throw harder, and I don't know if there's anybody that has more movement, but that adds up to being very erratic in the strike zone.
Four, 5, and 6 murderers row tonight. Zimmerman, Dunn, and Morse. 7 hits, 7 driven in, scoring 5 times.
That's pretty good.
The big boys are getting it done tonight. 2-0 to Zimmerman, who's hit 24 home runs. Fastball high in the zone. Ryan's gone nearly 2 weeks without a long ball. But he's hitting over .330 his last 27 games. Fastball high in the zone, inner half.
Moving all over the place, though, isn't it?
Oh, his ball really moves. .33-year-old Mike McDougal. 2-2 pitch. St. Louis does not have a left-hander. Trevor Miller ready. Big number 44 on deck. Pretty important pitch coming up here. And Zimmerman got it off the end of the bat. That's for Matt Holliday out in left field. A good inning for Mike McDougal. Top of the 8th coming up. Nationals 8, Cardinals 5, Game 3 of this 4-game set. Louis fans have made this trip. Nearly 31,000 tonight. And the deadline Tuesday for the Dodgers to decide what happens with Manny Ramirez. Is he going to the White Sox? Mike Leake, is he being rested for the postseason? They're getting at Aaron Harang back. And since going to Texas, Cliff Lee not exactly burning up that American League. I mean, that trade, everybody thought Texas will run away, and they still might. They're 9.5 up on Oakland. Sean Burnett still pitching, takes on Matt Holliday, and he rifles a base hit. That'll be Holliday's first hit of the game, and his 4th of the series. And St. Louis now has 9 hits versus the Nationals 11. Lefty-lefty matchup coming up with John Jay. John McLaren from the Nats dugout just moved Niger Morgan toward the gap in left center a few steps. That may indicate how they're going to pitch this left-hander, except he goes inner half for strike one.
Riggs jogging out there. It means he's just going to talk to him. We've had a lot of meetings here in this homestand where Jim just goes out and talks to the club.
Beautiful ballpark, beautiful evening here in our nation's capital. A lot of offense, 20 hits, 13 runs. Home team on top by 3. John Jay 1 for 3 tonight. 3 balls in the air, 1's left the yard. That's a pretty good looking pitch, and he just missed. 1-1.
Adams starts off holding the runner on, and then he starts inching back and running backwards when all you have to do, you've got 3-run lead. They're not going to send him. It's very difficult to be moving backwards and be able to move laterally at the same time.
So you're saying forget the runner, you're up by 3 and just play back?
No, I say play behind him with the glove right over his ear and square up.
Okay.
And go ahead and just be in a position to field a ground ball.
3-1.
I don't ever believe in vacating and just, allowing a runner to go down there and get them one run closer. But, you feel the presence of that first baseman over your shoulder. And with a left-handed pitcher, he's not going to run.
That ball driven to left. They moved Bernardina over, and he was in the perfect spot to make that catch. And it looked to me like Roger was battling the lights at the tail end of that play.
Yeah,
he is still getting used to playing left field, Ray, in this ballpark.
Yeah, partner, you were exactly right. Last night, one got up there somewhere.
Dropped in front of him,
and dropped in front of him, and that one he was battling to get a good look at it. Long time since I've seen the wave, partner.
I just did it. First time ever. Last time ever. It's okay when the Nats are ahead, dude. Be in a good mood, okay? 1 on, 1 out. Feliz the hitter, and that's a strike. It's like Drew Storn is starting to take a couple of crow hops and make his long tosses in the bullpen. Ground ball up the middle. Kennedy, Desmond, 4-6-3, and the top of the 8th is over. The Nationals turn their 114th double play of the year, and you can wave St. Louis goodbye, at least in the top of the 8th. happens tonight. He's hit a home run, a double, driven in 5. And here's our fourth drive of the game. Tie game until that swing, Ray, back 5th inning.
Bernardino, Zimmerman on with singles. Adam gets the fastball that moves back out over the plate. Hits it in the first row. 3 RBIs in that at bat. 2 others in the prior at bat. 5 for the evening. Double, home run. I'll say he had a big night.
Not over yet, maybe.
I'll say he's having a big night.
All right. Dunn, Morse, Rodriguez. And these 3 batters have combined for 6 hits tonight. Everybody at the top of the lineup and through the middle, at least 1 hit except for Ian Desmond, but that's okay. He's had 7 hits in this series. So Dunn now in this series, 3 for 10 with a homer and 6 RBIs. Home run race is interesting. Joey Votto has hit 1 tonight. Albert Pujols 2 in the series, leads with 35. Dan Uggla about to go 30 again for the Marlins. And of course the former Virginia Cavalier Mark Reynolds of Arizona, he'll go 30 plus easily. That's up and in from McDougal. And he goes 3-0 on Adam Dunn. All right, Mr. Manager, you going to blaze that green light right here?
Absolutely. You got a 3-run lead. No reason not to let him go.
Let's see if he likes it. 2 homers on 3-0 pitches. Not even close. He's aboard, leading off the 8th. Adams on base for the 3rd time tonight. That'll bring up Michael Morse. 1:35, first pitch tomorrow from 5-6, John Lennon, Jim Riggleman's lefty. He'll face 17-8 Adam Wainwright of the Cardinals. Wainwright, by the way, has pitched 5 complete games this year.
Yeah, pretty tough.
And only
matchup.
Roy Halladay with 8 has thrown more. Justin Maxwell will run for Adam Dunn, and that'll double as a defensive move in the 9th inning. They could put Maxwell in the outfield, maybe play Morse at first. Adam Kennedy could play first base. Boy, it's nice to have options when you can actually manage Ray ahead in the late innings. Jim Riggleman has had his hands tied so many times this year. Pitch out, Maxwell not going, and he's back easily. Justin doesn't play a lot, but he's run well. If Jim's thinking about an insurance run here, Maxwell 4 steals in 5 attempts. The rookie catcher Anderson 1 for 6 against opposing base runners.
I just think you let the inning play out, and then you get an out or 2, then you can always steal the base, but just let the guys hit right now.
They're hitting pretty well tonight. Suddenly, Mike McDougal has lost his command of the strike zone.
There's also a lot of information that goes into that, and Rick Eckstein, I'm sure, has his stopwatch over there, and there's a number that if McDougal gets to, like 141, 150, something like that, they'll take off sometimes, but
that's ball 3. 7 straight. Rick Eckstein, the hitting coach, now at first base after Dan Radisson was ejected.
And that was pretty clear right there. He says, don't go. That's always the best sign. Those aren't missed too often.
Michaels had a fantastic night, 3 straight hits. Runner goes. How about 4 straight hits? Maxwell stumbles. He'll still make it to third base. He gets to slide twice on one play.
I hope he's laughing. Oh.
Well, you know, Ray, this is not your average baseball player's body. He's 6'5", 235, and he tried to cut the corner there and did it awkwardly. But he had such a great jump, no problem.
He is a physical specimen. Watch. Look as Mike brings those hands in to his body. Good jump, rounds the back, hits right on the corner, stumbles, but hey, he's fast enough he can get on over there anyway. I like to see him smile. He plays happy. He actually clipped his heels there. Did you see him? He clipped his heels. I guarantee the bench is going to eat that up.
Kevin Mensch loves it. First and third, nobody out. You have to score this run. By the way, Michael Morse is now hitting .289. Pudge Rodriguez fouls one away. He has an RBI tonight. Pudge has hit the ball well 3 times in a row.
Yeah. Michael Morris hitting the heck out of the baseball. He has not hit a ball softly.
Raising his average 17 points tonight. Rodriguez with a base hit. Maxwell scores. Moore stops at second, and the Nats lead by 4. It's 9-5. And Pudge 2 RBIs tonight, 37 on the year.
Yes, sir. The men put their hit machines on tonight. Their hit shoes on tonight. They are a hit machine with their hitting shoes on. Nice stride, short stride, inside out's the ball. What I mean by that, he leads with his hands. The barrel of the bat stays back, drives the ball to right field hard. Justin safely home.
Niger bunting. Nobody covering third. Makes it a sacrifice, and the throw is offline, and everybody is safe. Mike McDougall just lobbed it over there, and it was a lollipop. They'll give Morgan a sacrifice, and that has to be an error on the pitcher.
Well, he gives himself up in the run, and he's there. I mean, it's not like he's throwing to an unoccupied base. And, you know, the guy makes a living throwing the ball accurately, firm, and he juices one over there.
Willie Harris did some good things last night. Even though the Nats were down, he hit a pinch hit home run. In the 8th inning, the Nats' second pinch hit homer of the year. And Willie's first. He's hitting for Sean Burnett, who battled his way through an inning and 2/3 scoreless. These guys like hitting with those sacks loaded, don't they?
They have tonight.
Fastball misses. 2-0. Here's our base running bunch. Morris, Rodriguez, and Morgan.
This is where you just look for the ball down Broadway and let it rip.
That's a fair ball. At least 2 more runs will score. And how about 3 runs coming home? The Nationals lead 12-5. As Willie Harris clears the bases, and Niger Morgan's teammates tell him to go back and touch home plate. They're going to call him out. Why is he out? They're going to say his teammates might have touched him, Ray. You cannot touch a base runner who is a live runner.
That's exactly right, Bob. I didn't see that. I looked and I saw something laying at home plate, and I didn't know if it was his mask or the glove. I did see him miss home plate, but I thought he had stepped on the mask and maybe had hurt himself. And then I saw the teammates pointing, but I honestly didn't catch it. We'll see
Well, let's see where the catcher left the mask. The catcher didn't even have the mask off.
It's a glove. The glove. He hits him with the glove. Yeah, there he touches him.
But you cannot touch a live base runner.
He's out.
And he has to be out.
No doubt.
We'll call that 2 unassisted. It takes an RBI away from Willie Harris. And Nyjer Morgan was anticipating some contact. But Angel Hernandez saw Pudge Rodriguez grab Nyjer Morgan.
Well, if Nyjer's anticipating contact, he should slide. First off, there's really no play there, and the guys that are in the on-deck circle are standing back there. You saw about 3 of them. They're probably standing there with their hands pointed up, but that is a book rule. I mean, that's automatic.
Well, that's like a third base coach grabbing a base runner. You can't do it.
Yeah, and Riggs has to know that rule. Look, he steps on. This is what I was talking about. It looks like he stepped on. Well, he actually hits him, misses him. I don't know what he's going over there for anyway.
I don't know why Nyjer made any contact with the catcher to begin with.
That is just not very smart. I mean, the catcher is off the bag toward first base, the plate there, not blocked, not anything. He misses home plate. That's just one of those brain freezes.
Well, and Nyjer doesn't know the rule. You can't be touched when you're a live base runner.
Well, he knows the rule. Going past the play, but he knows the rule that you have to touch home plate.
But I just don't know why he initiated contact. With the catcher.
That is a weird, wacky play. And Jim doesn't know. He doesn't have the view that we have. He doesn't have replay. But I'm sure Jim knows that you can't help a runner this
He probably didn't see Pudge grab Nyjer Morgan.
Yeah.
Well.
All right. How do we score that, partner? You're the scorebook guru.
That would be 2 unassisted.
Yes, sir.
Because you can't give an assist to Pudge Rodriguez. He's on the other team. There's a runner at second and 1 out.
Thank you.
Now, this is comical because it's an 11-5 game. If this is a 6-5 game, that's not very funny what just happened right there.
Well,
Top of the order now, Adam Kennedy.
It's not funny to me anyway.
I know. I just don't know why Nyjer, who should have been looking at home plate, initiated contact with the catcher who was not blocking the plate and did not have the ball.
Nyjer sometimes gets caught up, I think, in the excitement. He gets picked off last night. It happens too often with him, those little quirky plays.
And St. Louis has nobody warming in its bullpen. Mike McDougall hasn't retired a hitter out of the 5 guys he's faced in this inning. So an RBI taken away from Willie Harris, who still plates 2. And the Nats need a lead 11-5.
Getting all kinds of things taken away from us tonight.
That ball hit hard by Kennedy. Adams 1 for 4.
In both, I argued vehemently on the first of both of the calls were correct.
According to the rules, yeah.
According to the rules. I just...
Nationals batting .700 tonight with runners in scoring position after they couldn't
buy
or steal a hit last night. Kennedy, base hit. Here comes Willie Harris. And the Nats do get that 12th run. And for Adam Kennedy, his 29th RBI.
Good pitch to hit, driving it the other way. A lot of these base hits going the opposite way tonight. Great speed, Willie Harris. Great jump. Outstanding base runner. And he slides at home plate, touches it twice. 1 for him and 1 for Nyjer.
Ian Desmond would like to join the fun tonight. He's 0 for 4.
Nationals 23 runs in the 2 games that they either won or are leading. And in the other 3 games, just 6 runs total.
And that's in the season series against St. Louis, which, if all goes well, will remain 3-2 St. Louis. And Desmond will pop it up right side, and the Nats will have a chance to even the season series tomorrow. That ball caught by Lopez. The first batter retired by Mike McDougall, and Roger Bernardino will be the 8th Nat to bat in the inning. The Potomac Nationals will be home over Labor Day weekend. Final homestand, fireworks after Saturday night's game. Kids run the bases every night. Families can have a catch on the field prior to the game on Sunday. PotomacNationals.com, 703-590-2311. Roger Bernardino 1 for 4. Ray, you talked earlier about the move of Adam Dunn to the number 5 hole. That's not possible unless you have some guys swinging the bat well to put in the 2nd and 3rd spots. And Desmond with Bernardino have become those 2 young players.
Well, that shows you development as we look at Joel Peralta. Development, growth, maturity. Desmond started off hitting 8th this season. Bernardino in the minor leagues. Bernardino comes up. He's hitting 7th or 8th. Desmond hitting 7th or 8th. Now hitting 2nd and 3rd.
Bernardino hits one a long way to right center. That ball heading for the scoreboard. And he's hit another home run at home. He hits his first home run at home this year on August the 26th, and 2 days later he does it again.
Yeah, the ball jumps off this young man's bat. I saw last year there were times in batting practice, I made the remark to Johnny and several other people, I think this guy's going to stretch out and become a guy that can hit a lot of home runs.
I think he's a 2020 guy, at least waiting to happen.
And he's just, he's got a sweet stroke. Get an opportunity to play. I imagine he's going to be hitting the 3-hole tomorrow night, too.
Well, Tony La Russa didn't want to have to use another pitcher here. Fernando Salas will have to come in and try to get a final out in the inning. Mike McDougall faces 8 batters this inning. 5 of them score. 1 forgot to touch home plate, and the Nats lead 14-5. It's a 6-run 8th inning, and Bernardina caps it off.
Yeah, that ball's inside part of the plate. We have said time and time again this week that he likes the ball in. Most of these guys like the ball out away from him. Rogers able to take a ball on the inside third of the plate and hit it out of the ballpark in right center field. That shows he has no spin, no smothering of the baseball. He keeps his right side square to the ball and does not pull off the ball. I mean, that is an accomplishment. A lot of guys hit that ball right there foul by 20 or 30 feet.
Zimmerman trying to tee off against Fernando Salas.
I got a lot of color on this scorebook. And I like it.
Zimmerman looking to go the other way. Ryan tonight 2 for 4, batting .302. He's picked up his 73rd RBI. And Justin Maxwell, who's still in the game. I mean, he hasn't batted in this inning, but he was a pinch runner almost 9 batters ago. He pinch ran for Adam Dunn. On a pitch up, Zimmerman hits it out to center. And that'll be corralled by John Jay. The Nats with a 6-run 8th, and they lead it 14-5. $16 hits, 14 runs. Levon will get the win if everything stays together here, and he'll be 9-9 on the year. Adam Dunn, 5 RBIs, including his 32nd homer. And Michael Morse goes from 272 to 289 with a 4 for 4 night.
Well, he doubled in the second. He singled in the third. He doubled in the fifth. I mean, these balls are scorched. And then he singles in the 8th. That's after hitting 2 rockets last night. Little tumble there at second by Maxey. Yeah, safe.
He'll stay in the ball game and play right field. Alberto Gonzalez will give Ryan Zimmerman the final inning off.
There you go, Skip.
And Michael Morse goes to first base. I thought Zimmerman had an exclusive contract to play every inning of every game at the hot corner. Evidently not. And Joel Peralta takes over to try to get these final 3 outs. Brian Anderson, the St. Louis catcher. It's a pretty nasty breaking ball, and it's scorched into the seats. St. Louis will not lose any ground tonight. The Cubs beat the Reds 3-2 in Cincinnati. And Peralta will bounce that 0-2 pitch.
Yeah, Joel doesn't know what to think. 9-run lead. Don't see too many games like that.
And he pulls the string. An 85-mile-an-hour changeup for the first out here in the ninth.
Pitch track, 1-2 pitch. Ball's moving back, falling away. Bob, exactly right. That late movement. But more than anything, the change of speeds.
St. Louis hitter Brendan Ryan, 1 for 3. Nats about to win their 55th game of the year, putting them within 4 of their entire win total from 2009 with 5 weeks to go. And a ball hit to left. Bernardina takes a look, goes back, 2 down. Johnny Holiday and Phil Wood here at the ballpark. Nats Extra presented by Verizon Fios coming up next. They shouldn't have any trouble filling 30 minutes with highlights tonight. $30,688 here tonight. Might be the most entertaining Saturday evening we've had in this ballpark this year. Fastball up, Wynn is hacking. Bouncing ball, Adam Kennedy. Just the way you like it. No suspense. And the game is over. 2 hours and 47 minutes. Didn't take long for the teams to score 19 runs tonight. And the Nats play errorless ball. And when they do that, they usually win like they did tonight.